right? So we have different theories. So primarily, right, we can use stage theories. We can use stage theories to understand development process. Alright, so it is believed that according to the theory put forward by Fisher and Clark, according to the theory of Fisher and Clark, development always proceeds in terms of stages, right? That is from first stage to second stage to the third stage. It is similar to that of, already we have discussed about Simon Kuznets, so it is similar to that of Kuznets theory. Kuznets theory. So, right. So, development is explained. So, based development is explained in terms of primary, secondary, and tertiary production forms of economy. So, we can development is best explained. Development is best explained on the basis of primary, secondary, and tertiary production process. Tertiary production process. Right? So this is how we can explain. These are the three stages: primary stage, secondary stage, and tertiary stage. Right? Savani కొంచెము వీడియో రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది సాని సిగ్నల్ ఉండట్లేదు నాకు ఇక్కడ. Right? So here countries are assumed to start as a primary producers, and then as the basic needs of individuals are met, resources shift to the manufacturing and secondary activities. Finally, as income rises, there will be more spread of the market. That is, there will be an increasing market saturation of the manufactured goods, and resource shift into the services of the tertiary activities. So this is how the development proceeds. So initially, countries starts, every nation starts with the primary production process. Primary production process, right, where once basic needs are met, then this production process or using of resources shifts to the manufacturing or secondary production process, right? So after saturation in the primary sector, once primary production process becomes saturated, then this is shifted towards secondary sector. Using of resources shifts to the secondary sector or manufacturing sector. And manufacturing sector, once this gets saturated, upon saturation of secondary sector, that is when there is a market saturation, of the secondary sector, then it will be moved towards resources shift into the service or tertiary activities. Resource usage shifts to the tertiary or service sector. Right? So this is how development proceeds. So from primary to secondary to the tertiary sector. So these are different stages. Every nation moves along with these stages. Development always proceeds along these, right, along with these stages. So both Fisher and Clark, you take Simon Kuznets, so they propounded this stage theory of development. Every nation moves in this sequential process. It is a sequential process. According to Rusto, and it is clearly evident. It is clearly evident. You take the case of India. You take the case of India. The share of agriculture, the share of secondary sector in the GDP. All right. So every nation moves. Every nation moves. So first, simply, if you take this sectoral contribution, if you take sectoral contribution in the national income, sectoral contribution in the national income, first it will be high share of primary sector. Now this primary sector will be replaced by secondary sector, that is the share of secondary sector increases, then it will be the share of tertiary sector. It will be share of tertiary sector. So this is how the contribution changes with the changing development, right? So primary sector, right, any nation with high contribution from primary sector, it denotes the nascent stage, that is the initial stage. Nation stage or initial stage of development. Then we move towards secondary sector, then it is tertiary sector. So as time passes, as time changes, you see these changes in the sectoral contribution. Any mismatch in these things, it only denotes a skewed development, right? If this chain is not followed, if the sequence is break, it only denotes. So when there is a break in the sequence, right? When there is a break, right? When there is a break in this sequence, it only denotes, right, skewed development. It only denotes skewed development or abnormal development. But here in this context, I want to give one point. Initially, we know that if we take the case of India, if you take India's growth trajectory, or you take the sectoral contribution, sectoral composition. So almost from 1950 to 1980, there was high contribution of primary sector. The contribution of primary sector to total GDP, it was around approximately 60%, and the remaining coming from secondary sector and tertiary sector, right? Now from 1980, in the entire 1990s, there was a decline in primary sector contribution, right? There was complete decline in the primary sector contribution. Now this decline in primary sector contribution, right, should lead to, or should give way to the increased contribution of secondary sector. Right? That means, right, the share of primary sector came down by almost all 40%. That is, it has come down to 20%. Approximately, I'm not giving the exact figures. It is approximate figures. It has come down to 20%. But the rise of secondary sector is not in match with the decline in the primary sector. That is, there is no comparative growth. There is no comparative growth of secondary sector. So there is a slow growth, very slow growth of secondary sector. There is a very slow growth of secondary sector, and by 2000s we witness a new thing, that is share of service sector. Share of service sector at rising continuously, where by 2010 the share of service sector in the total GDP has increased to around 55%. That is, out of total GDP, 55% came from service sector, where the primary sector, it was fluctuating in between 16 to 18%. The secondary sector fluctuating in between 20 to 25%. But the share of service sector has increased dramatically. It went to a limit of 60% at a time. In 2007-8, the share of the service sector was around 60%. Now, here if we analyze India's growth process, there was no commendable growth in manufacturing sector, there was no commendable growth in primary sector, but the service sector has grown at a tremendous rate. It has grown at a tremendous rate. Alright, so this only shows a skewed development. This denotes a skewed development process. We always say that it is a sequential process, primary sector leading to secondary sector leading to the tertiary sector, but here in India, service sector has grown even without a growth in primary and secondary sectors. Right, so this is one case, right, where we can say it as a skewed development process. So it is not a healthy development, or it is not a healthy growth. So it should be in a gradual manner, right? So growth development always proceeds in these three stages. According to Rustow, right, in his stage of economic growth has given 5 stages. In 1960, Rustow's theory, Rustow's stages of economic growth have become more popular. Rustow's stages of economic growth, where Rustow has identified 5 stages. Rustow has identified 5 stages, right, in the development process. One is traditional stage, transitional stage, takeoff stage, fourth one, maturity stage. And last one is high mass consumption stage. High mass consumption stage. Right? So these are 5 stages. These are 5 stages that are identified by Rustow. So just now we have discussed about Simon Kuznets, Fisher and Clark. Now it is Rustow's model. So every nation starts with traditional stage. Every nation starts with traditional stage. So if you take this stage, every society, right, starts at this level, where this traditional level or traditional stage is marked by high labor force being engaged in primary activities. High labor force or high amount of people, high amount of population, that is around 75% of population are engaged in agriculture activities, and there is a little mobility or social change, right? So, and it is characterized by high economic divides. So, in this stage, nearly 75% of population, or simply 75% of labor force, they depend on agriculture. They depend upon agriculture or primary economy. Right? There will be limited social mobility. Limited social mobility, high division, high economic inequalities, high wealth inequalities, very high economic income inequalities. Let us put me in this way. Right? Limited usage of technology, limited usage of technology, right? So this is what the characters of a traditional stage, right? So here simply it is a traditional economy stage, traditional or primary economy, which dominates. So once there is a self-sufficiency, once there is a self-sufficiency, then it will move towards the transition stage. So the transition stage requires a level of investments to be raised by at least 10% of the national income to ensure self-sustaining growth. Alright. So transitional stage denotes self-sustenance, self-sufficiency. Alright. Transitional stage denotes self-sustenance, self-sufficiency. Self-sustenance or self-sufficiency. Right? Now, to have self-sustenance or self-sufficiency, the investments need to be increased. The investments need to be increased by 10 percentage. 10% of national income. 10% of national income. Right? So, this direction of investment, that primarily it is in transport and other social overheads, creating social infrastructure, right? So investments of around 10%, particularly these investments are made in social overheads, right, creating social infrastructure. Creating social infrastructure such as investments in literacy, health, right, transport, even transport is also one of the important area, right, which leads to the takeoff stage, right? So here the precondition for all such investments is availability of entrepreneur skills, willingness of the people to lend risk capital, and general willingness on the part of the society to opt an industrial economy, right? So we are talking about investments in 10%, investments of 10% in social overheads. Now who should invest? Who should come forward? Who should get sacrificed? So here the precondition for this stage, the precondition for this stage is entrepreneurial activities. Ability of the society to take the risk of moving towards industrial economy. Society's ability to adopt or to accept industrial economy. To accept industrial economy, right? Willingness to lend risk capital. Willingness to lend risk capital. Willingness to lend risk capital. So these are preconditions. These are preconditions, right, to transform. Right? The third stage, the takeoff stage. The takeoff stage, right? Here growth becomes self-sustaining. Investments must rise over 10% so as to ensure high per capita income and consequent guarantee of adequate levels of savings and investment for the future, right? So here the focus will be on savings and investments for the future. Investments for the future, right? So now to bring savings and for investing for the future, it again requires a rise in investments, right? Another parameter is self-sustaining the growth. So growth should always be sustained, self-sustaining of growth. So to achieve all these things, it requires an investment, a rise in investment of 10%, a rise in investment of 10% of the national income. Right? So this stage of maturity is held. So here it is this stage which makes an economy to take off, right? So from producing, from self-sustaining towards towards maturity stage. So here in this maturity stage, that is a stage where there will be replacement of existing technologies by modern technologies. right? And when there is a replacement of the existing technology, automatically changes will accompany in the industrial structure as well as in the society. So there will be a distribution, there will be a change in the distribution of labor force as well as workforce. The fourth stage is maturity stage. The fourth stage is maturity stage, where here the existing technology, the traditional technology, is replaced by modern technologies. Is replaced by modern technologies, and this replacement is accompanied by changes. It is accompanied by these changes. Changes are in economy, changes are in societal structure. So changes are in industrial economy, changes are in social structure, changes are in distribution of labor force and workforce, distribution of labor force and workforce, and there will be a change in the consumption patterns. There will be a change in consumption patterns, right? So this is what the stage, at the fourth stage according to Rustov. Coming to the fifth stage, that is a stage of mass consumption. The stage of mass consumption, right? It is about when there is a rising economic activity, it is inevitable that more and more wealth is created. With increasing economic activity, more and more wealth is created. Right? So this wealth is again put into the economic structures. Put into the economic structures. Right? So it will this will denote